What's up, guys? Just wanted to do a quick video of my newest RC, or one of the newest. I'm constantly buying RC, but this is about 3 weeks old, and I did want to show you guys it because it's pretty cool. I know it's been out for a few years. I've only just recently gotten this. Want to send a shout out to my friend Herm, who let me use his, which was 100% responsible for me buying this. So again, this is the X-Rider Flamingo. It's a 1/8 scale trike. And I didn't make a video before I modified it. I didn't do anything crazy, but I just wanted to show you guys where I'm at with it. In case you guys decide to get one at some point, I do want to right away just let you know whatever parts you can find, spare parts, things like that, you may want to just pick up a couple since they're mostly just available in China. But I got this from Fair RC themselves. I think it was $135 shipped, tax, everything, whatever. It's just the amount that they show there, they ship it out. But I haven't left it alone. I did replace this with my Noble. I do have a Noble MB4. It does come with this radio. It is a pretty decent radio for what it is. When you have the batteries in there, it feels pretty good. I mean, it is a cheap, ready-to-run system, but it does have 3 channels. You got the reverse button and the trim here. So, I mean, it's not completely useless, but I definitely recommend upgrading. But if you do leave it alone, you will definitely still have a lot of fun. I was running this around the track, having a blast with the stock radio. Speaking of stock radio, it also comes with batteries. It's an 800 milliamp. It says nickel metal hydride, so you definitely can get better speeds and performance out of a LiPo, which I'll show you that in a moment, what I'm using. But it's kind of heavy. I mean, it's 3 cells. It is pretty heavy, and it's got a Tamiya plug. I haven't seen that in years. And it also has a 2-in-1 ESC / receiver. It wasn't too bad. I mean, the car runs great. If you don't want to upgrade it, it's not a big deal, but I'll show you what I did with mine. Just spin it around here. I left the motor stock. I don't feel any reason to want to upgrade it, for at least for the use that I'm using it for, which is just, you know, taking some laps at the track, using it on the street, things like that. I don't recommend jumping this, even though there's videos out there of people jumping it. I mean, I'm not looking to break it, since parts are, I wouldn't say they're hard to find, but they kind of are, and then you have to wait for them to be shipped from China. But I did a simple setup. I took an old 1060 Quicrun from an old crawler that I had laying around, and I installed it in here. I also put the NB4 receiver, so you can see how I've done that right there. It just goes right up against the back wall there. And then I just, you know, put the wires through there. And again, it is the standard motor. You can see the motor right there. It's peeking right through. I'll go ahead and take the top off here and show you the rest. By the way, I did use these little 90-degree bent pins, or body pins. They're much easier to take off and put back on. The stock ones are a little difficult, so definitely a tip there. And you just want to slide it forward and then up. That allows you to see the figure itself. It's just a little hollow figure there with the bobblehead. The bobblehead makes a lot of noise. It does come with a little foam thing for shipping right underneath that keeps it from making noise. Probably going to do that again, but for now it doesn't really matter. Servo, as you can see, there's some play in the actual servo itself. I have ordered a servo, since I don't know why, but this servo is like one of those weird size ones that it's very hard to find a replacement. So I did find one that might fit. Otherwise, you can just grind away the bottom right here, and the top just a little bit at a time until you can fit, you know, different mini servo. I did upgrade to an XT30, since this says, you know, I can't imagine this thing's pulling many amps. So an XT30 is fine, even though this is a 60 amp ESC. I really doubt it's going to go past that. I did also change the rubber bands. It's got just regular blue rubber bands, but I did put O-rings, since with the regular blue rubber bands, it only works with the tall batteries, and I'm using a lower profile battery. As a matter of fact, I'm using my Mini B batteries, but I did order some new batteries. Even though even though I do have vehicle specific batteries, I kind of want to use batteries I can use all around. So on my XT30 cars, like my Mini B, and this one, I'm trying to use the same batteries for both of them. Unfortunately, I ordered these. These are 650s. And again, the stock battery is 800, so it's a little bit less runtime, but it'll be a lot more fun using these. These I got because I don't remember the exact price. I should look at these things before I make the video. But I believe it was around $25 or $23. Yeah, it was $23. They're 650 milliamps. They are really made for FPV, but it's a LiPo's a LiPo. But you'll notice the C rating is 120C with a burst of 240. So I don't see how that happens with such a tiny battery. But again, this is a 650, and it's kind of on the bigger side for 650, just not thick. So we'll see how that goes. Unfortunately, it doesn't really sit well in my Mini B. And like I said, I wanted to use them between the two, but it does, you know, fit in here. I may have to use a different O-ring or a different or Velcro to seat it on there, but as you can see, it'll still slide in there. But it's just not tall enough for the O-ring, so I may just have to put some Velcro. But it'll seat in there with the O-ring, and it does have O-rings on both sides, so you can actually, you know, have it, you know, be held by both. But I'm not going to bother doing that with the video. Well, actually, I'll probably show you just in case you guys want to do that. So the O-ring does actually hold it down fairly well, except where it hooks. It's pretty much above the battery, but it's still just enough to seat on the battery. You could additionally use a tighter O-ring. I just have one of those Harbor Freight boxes, so I'll probably be using a smaller O-ring that presses down a little harder if I choose to keep these batteries. I did order another set of 650s, tattoo batteries, which are more on the squarish rectangular side, so they should be shorter and taller. Because I am using this on the Mini B, if you guys do have a Mini B, just in case you were wondering how this fits, I'll show you that in just a moment. So as you can see, it just barely doesn't fit. I'm sure you can cut some of this down. I'm not trying to modify anything. I might just run it like that on an angle, except my OCD will kick in and won't allow me to do that, but we'll see how that goes. But anyway, this is not a Mini B video, but just figured I'd throw that in. But yeah, this is a really fun little RC. I race these with Groms, believe it or not. And as great as the Groms are, this keeps up with them. And I've even lapped some Groms. But, you know, we'll see again. I'm going to make a video on Wednesday when I'm going to run this up against Groms. And then you guys make the decision as to whether or not this is a good handling vehicle. I think it is, at least on a small track. If you do anything faster than the stock motor, it's probably going to flip over. It's pretty stable. It does have, oh, I wanted to show you guys this. It does have these little metal pieces, which I can't find replacements for. So if these wear out, it's not really holding this bar. It'll still stay on there. But what I did is I made these little skid things very simple. If you have a 3D printer, you can just pretty much just design that. It's just an L shape. And these are what scrapes on the floor instead of the metal. I do have some scrapes here prior to installing that. And with the prototypes, because the prototypes would pop off and then it'd scrape the metal, but they're still fairly unworn. So these skids should keep that from wearing out completely. Yeah, but that's about it. Yeah, XT30, 1060, stock motor, FGR4s. I did detail, just in case you guys don't own this, don't expect like the filter to be red, don't expect the pipes to be silver, or the motor to have that kind of weathering on it. I did that on my own. It's just all black plastic. But definitely something to look into. It was $135 shipped. I can't really think of anything in that price range besides like an MJX Hypergo that will provide more fun, and it's different. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll be updating some more videos of this going around the track shortly, so stay tuned.